What's going on, folks? It is Thursday, September 24th. It's Rod with Pow Group, and in today's video, we're going to discuss a few things, but we held key support on our major indices, QQQ and SPY, and I'm going to make this video a little shorter today, as I do have plans afterwards. And like I said, the market was really choppy. We started the day off, so we had initial jobless claims come in as a miss, so we were expecting 840. Previous week was 866. We came in at 870, but households home sales went up by a surprising amount, and that's what I think boosted it for the most part. And then you can see here that they're preparing. I warned about this in the chat room. I warned about this in yesterday's video. I said that I was swinging some positions bearish yesterday overnight, and we saw a huge gap down in QQQ, which I was swinging SQQQ and SPXS on the bear ETF on SPY. And I said today, I'm selling before the end of the day, covering all my shorts. And what did we get right at the end of the day is this 2.4 trillion coronavirus aid bill that could come out tomorrow. So I'm fully cash going into tomorrow, just as a disclaimer. And before we bring up the charts, subscribe to the channel, hit the like if you enjoy this market perspective. But we did have that U.S. economic data come in, one a miss, one a beat, and we have the 2.4 trillion, which is huge news if they can pass that tomorrow in the meeting that they have scheduled. So we'll take a look at QQQ. So QQQ held. Actually, I'll just do a quick couple trade reviews here. So I held SPXS and SQQQ overnight, and I sold them to begin the day, and I re-entered for a couple flips here and there. I'll bring it up here in a second, but Apple gave me a clue. We were also looking at some 5-minute bear flags as well, which I'll bring up in a second, but I closed this morning at the open. Let me bring it up here on this chart here. Should be easier to show you guys. But you can see here, I closed at the open and we were just moonshot. After that, you can see we had an uptrend forming, a lot of lines here, but respected those lines for the most part all day. And we did get our slow grind up and flush again, so that pattern is back, just to give you that heads up. And you can see here we had this head and shoulders, so I got back into an SQQQ short. When I saw this head and shoulders confirm, you can see that we had 5-minute bearish, sorry, it was on the 1 minute. You can see that we had 5-minute bearish div here on the RSI, so that gave me confidence to enter on this daily head and, on the 5-minute head and shoulders. And we did see confirmation of that, and I just took it for a quick flip, got out, and then I reshorted at the top of the day and covered here whenever we were touching this support, and we held it. And then I shorted again here when we failed EMA 12, and I actually held that, didn't sell when we got to here, was looking to potentially see some more downside, and then I was tempted to sell it here for a loss, and I held it into the end of the day, and I actually made a profit. I think I put it into the group there at the end of the day. So yeah, I bought it at 27.15, sold at 27.56. So I did make a surprise profit on that one when I thought it was going to be a losing trade. I was ready to cut my losses, and then it started to, so you saw we had that huge upper wick and a little bit of a fake out there. Tried to change the 5-minute trend bullish, but didn't do it into the end of the day. Still in basically flat into the end of the day. Possible inverse head and shoulders there on the 5-minute. But that's pretty much all I wanted to highlight on the trade review. So taking a look at the key important levels that held for support. So we had 260.11 and we hit 261.22. So we hit key support. It doesn't seem right. I was pretty sure the low today was, yeah, it was 260.26 in pre-market. So 260.26. So that held. Once I knew that that held, and SPY held its key support as well. So you can see that I called this out when we had the daily head and shoulders, the measured move from that daily head and shoulders. You can check out my videos a couple of days ago, but I've been calling for 319 for a long time. Today we hit a low of 319.80. So We had that last daily support level at 319. We had the daily bear flag, which lined up with 319. We had the daily head and shoulders, which lined up with 319. I've been saying it for multiple videos now. If you haven't seen that, make sure to subscribe to the channel, tick the bell, be notified on the next update, and you won't miss out. But I've been calling for that level for quite some time. It hit, and that's why I covered all my shorts, because we're right at support. QQQ's at support. So we're closer to support than we are resistance. So basically, I've been swinging short a lot, and the scales are starting to tip. And I knew that we could potentially see some stimulus tomorrow, which is exactly what happened. And we'll discuss a little bit more on that. But you can also see that once we lost that 5-minute uptrend here, that line, and we also had that same line on Apple, which I'll bring up in a bit. But multiple reasons why I took a flip there with the 5-minute head and shoulders. We had the RSI, see, we were trending up in the price, and the RSI was trending down for most of the day. So that's what gave me confidence going short as well here into the end of the day, was that I knew that we were trending down and we were starting to see a lot of weakness. Apple was kind of range bound, wasn't seeing much, wasn't breaking to new highs. So you can see here we had a head and shoulders, and we failed to break the high of the day and basically double topped, and that's when we started to break down on QQQ. And all major sectors were pulling back. Gold started to pull back. Silver started to pull back. So again, I'm not going to get into in depth today. I pretty much said everything that I wanted to say, gave you my trade reviews. Like I said, I'm not holding anything overnight except for some MJ. I'm accumulating some MJ positions, but I'm all cash going into tomorrow. We took a look at SPY and QQQ. So basically, we were just looking for hourly higher lows as well. So on QQQ, you can see that on the hourly chart, we were just looking for hourly higher lows. And that's why I got aggressive here on at the top, was because I knew we didn't form any hourly higher lows. So, and we had decreasing volume here for bull volume. So that wasn't a good sign. And then as soon as we lost this uptrend line, that's when you had the go signal. We also had the head and shoulders. There's multiple reasons. The 5-minute bearish divergence there on the RSI. And yeah, we were just looking for an hourly higher low. And that's exactly what we got, and could still be potential hourly bear flag. So keep that in mind as well. But like I said, going into the end of the day, we were in a 5-minute downtrend, and they tried to change, the bulls tried to change the trend bullish, but failed to do so. So we'll keep an eye over night tonight, and all eyes on the stimulus bill. I think that's pretty much all I had for you guys today. So we did have SPY hold key support at 319. So the most important support for SPY tomorrow is 319, and for QQQ, it'll be 260. So we'll see if we get a gap down. My guess is we probably gap up on the stimulus hopes and a potential meeting that could be a catalyst for that tomorrow. And we'll check back in. Gold did get a bounce underway today, hourly bounce as well. It was in an hourly uptrend. So we'll take a look at that real quick as well, see what kind of clues we had. So we were in an hourly uptrend, and it had been a while since we formed an hourly higher low. So that was another reason why I was looking out. Everything was getting a little overextended. Oil, gold, silver, you name it. And the dollar was also approaching key support. So we had key support here on the dollar down on the hourly chart. So we were looking for an hourly higher low. We lost the uptrend, and then we had key support at 24.25. We broke below that at a low of 94.20. So we broke below that by about 5 pennies, and then that's when we rebounded. So as soon as we had the lower wick, again, another reason why it gave me confidence in those trades. So, and I know a lot of new traders and people in the chat room find it hard to stay on top of all these things at one time, but I did as well. It doesn't happen overnight. It'll take time. But again, another reason why you can join our community for a 7-day free trial, no credit card required, and we'll be able to have all eyes on the market, more eyes on the market as well. And I'll be able to share my thoughts and opinions and what my observations are, so that we all don't have to drive ourselves crazy looking at charts all day long. So again, just make sure you have a plan. Hopefully you're not just buying and holding here, because yes, we are close to support. We could absolutely see another leg down. That's entirely possible. I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Like I said, Apple, Tesla saw a huge bounce today. So we saw about, I think it was 11% on Tesla. I will bring it up real quick here for you guys. So Tesla, we saw about 11% bounce. Well, 13% bounce at one point. But again, we didn't form an hourly high or low, and trying to form a base of support here off of the EMAs could potentially still be an hourly bull flag. And taking a look at Apple, so Apple held the low. We hit a low of 103 and we hit 104 today in pre-market. And if you had entered off of that support level, that would have been a good risk reward, right? You would have risked about $1 to make upwards of 5%. So risk $1 to make $6. So those are some good risk to rewards. And in my opinion, that's why we saw such a huge bounce in Apple and Tesla, was because of those key support levels that held. So taking a look at Apple into the end of the day, you can see here that we were in a 5-minute downtrend. Still the case going into the end of the day. So we'll see how we hold up overnight. That's pretty much all I had for you guys at the moment. And like I said, I did want to keep this video a little shorter today. So summary, tomorrow is the meeting with the Senate and the House. So the Democrats are going to potentially propose that new $2.4 trillion. So we know Nancy Pelosi's been all about the HEROES Act and getting about $3 trillion back into the economy. But basically she was ridiculed and everybody blamed her at the Democratic Party. That basically said the reason why things have stalled was because of Nancy Pelosi and her unwillingness to budge. And now she is supposedly converted and said that she would accept a 2.4. So they're going to prepare and introduce this tomorrow, and we'll see what comes of it. It'll also be the end of the week, so going to be very telling on how we close tomorrow. I'll be looking at SPY, the most important level. If we can get back above the 50-day moving average, you can see that the monthly is broken of the previous support. We're still looking to form a weekly high or low. We could be setting that now on SPY off of these EMA 26 support. That's a good potential. We'll know that the weekly high or low is set once we change the daily trends. So the bulls need to get a bounce going here, form a daily high or low, and followed by a higher high to change that trend. So again, all eyes on the House and the stimulus bill that should be introduced tomorrow. We'll keep close eyes, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and you'll be tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future updates. I think that's all I have for you guys today. Have a great day tomorrow. Make sure you're using a stop loss, establish game plans, do not get complacent, all that good stuff. Take care, guys.